it was not even a hesitation. I've already watched a lot of film on all the film I could find, in West Virginia, just trying to get a bearing of the players and who's doing what and who would be the best at this and that. So, I'm several days into the evaluation process. So.
What did you know about West Virginia before you came here?
I've got a really good friend that lives down by Charleston, and he was a college roommate. It was in my wedding, so it's amazing how small a world it is. Anyway, did not know a lot. I think I've been through it one time. So when we went from Illinois to North Carolina, I think we drove through. So anyway, that's the only time I've been here.
Looking forward to playing your alma mater in Kansas State.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, I told the defensive coordinator, we text back and forth, that I expect a statue. And I was trying to tell him about. When I was there, I went back with Coach Snyder one year, and when I left after being 1 year, he was not real happy, and I didn't. Anyway, I've heard that they took my picture down off the walls and whatever. It's all kind of joking, So anyway, I told him, buddy over there, hope my picture's back on the wall. So it's just all tongue-in-cheek fun stuff. So it'll be great. It'll be a fun deal.
Thanks for talking to me.
Yes. All right.
You married to a system? Have you? I mean, we sort of saw what
married
you.
to a system?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were I'm always an odd front guy, even front guy.
No, you do what your players do best, and you don't put them in positions where they can't be successful. I've got back in Troy, we've got a donkey, a legitimate donkey, and it's a long story, but anyway, I wouldn't expect that donkey to go run the Kentucky Derby. You don't ask guys to do things they can't do, but if the things they do well, you put them in position to do well. And I've been very blessed to have worked with and for a lot of fantastic coaches. Hopefully I'll give them the credit every time, but they've taught me a lot of stuff, and I've been blessed to learn from a lot of people of other schools. So there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, as they say, or many different ways as there are ants in Africa, and I've heard that saying a bunch of different ways. So we're going to see what our guys can do, and it's going to be an ongoing process, and it's never going to stop changing. We're part 3-4, we're part 4-2-5. There's some 4-3 stuff we do, and again, if our guys do things better, we'll do that. So.
What is it about Neil that you like that makes you want to continue to be with him?
The same things you heard up there. It's about the players and the players first, and we can't ever lose sight of that's why we're all here. When you start thinking it's about you, then you're already going the wrong way. So I know that it's all about teaching and what you heard, and it's all about the loving part of it. If players believe that you have their best interests at heart, like I'm gonna have to ask some guys to change positions. I mean, that's gonna happen. But if they feel like that you've got their best interests at heart, I think they're gonna be willing, and you can show them how that's the best thing for them, and what are their goals, and how can you help them attain their goals, and that's what it's all about. We're gonna get our guys to play hard. I think they've done that. Coach Gibson, a lot of fundamental stuff was really well. They did a lot of really good things. So it's going to be a fun transition. It's going to be different, but I'm sure just from meeting him and kind of being around him a little bit, I'm sure that the part of the caring part and the nurturing part and the loving part, I don't think I've had 5 players in my whole career that haven't felt good about their experience. So,
Coach, I know you haven't set necessarily names yet, but your structure of your defensive staff, like a linebackers coach, a cornerbacks coach, do you have an idea of that yet?
A bunch of different ways. It depends on who we end up getting on the staff. The special teams coach will probably come from the defensive side. We spend so much time. We do so many things special teams oriented that it truly is a third of the deal, and it's kind of unfair for that guy to coach too much on the defensive side. So there's just, there's going to be a lot of, moving parts. Last year was the first year in a while that we've done it like a 3-4. But there's times where some guys go work with other position coaches. So there's times I've coached 5 guys and the linebacker coach one guy. So it's it just depends on what matchups. We're going to have to play matchups. That's what college football has gotten to be like the NFL. And the NFL, they sub guys, and I got told by a guy one time that he didn't want a 4-2-5 defense because they don't play 4-2-5 in the NFL. And if I wasn't so flabbergasted that he just said that, and he was so naive about it, and I said, well, they call it nickel defense. So I don't know. We're going to just see what our guys do, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll start recruiting based on what we want to do, maybe. So.